G'day viewers, well just borrowing a transit from work, or I like to call it a transit. There's a couple of common problems these transits have. The British are very familiar with these vans, or the British, but basically there's a very common fault with these, and the cluster, the dash cluster, no worky. So I got just a screen. Basically the cluster doesn't work. I've got the display, the LCD screen works, but it doesn't actually advance like when you're driving. It does not advance the kilometres on the odometer, and the fuel doesn't give you the fuel counting down as you're driving. It's like I'm driving it like that, with the key out, just on accessories. That's what it's acting like, or on. Now I've taken the switch out behind here, cleaned it all out. This stuff's pretty good. It actually clicks and feels really good now. I did wobble the key around and no, that didn't seem to be the... That sounded all that's the problem. Check behind here. No bad solder joints. So I've next thing, plan of attack, go to the BCM. I had that apart. When you do get to these things, take the BCM out, disconnect the batteries, or battery, depending on the model transit you got. So there's two batteries in parallel. Disconnect your batteries and you do electric work like this. So basically I've taken this all apart, looked at the solder joints, they all look good. There was a little F82, this is a brown fuse, and I think that, yeah, that's blown. That's for your cluster. So I'm going to go back and check all the rest of these fuses. Part of this, part of the problem with this fuse, so basically I got this, the radio comes on intermittently, but yeah, it's weird. Half the radio and the power to the cluster, that circuit's affected. Otherwise the van runs and drives fine. Everything else works fine. I could use all this and all the lights, and I can turn the lights on, indicate everything. I can reverse the lights on the back of the van like they work, and yeah, it's I'm going to go through and check all these fuses. So that one there will have something to do with it for sure. I know one of these I think looked up as a grey 5 amp was as part of the cluster circuit. That's one culprit. I'm going to go back and check all those. Okay, videos and viewers, well done. There was that little 5 amp fuse I replaced, and that's fixed it. The problem sorted out. As to why that blew, I think it's a common issue with these transits. Yeah, all transits do it. That's just Ford, because you know what Ford are like. Other than that, there's generally a pretty good vehicle. There's a million of them around. The British love these things since they made and invented these vans. Good vans. Just every vehicle's not without their problems anyway. And I plugged it all back in, and yeah, that's it, all fixed. That's all it was. It made sense anyway, because you can see half the accessories and half the circuits weren't working for the radio and the cluster. So I sort of suspected it was a body control module. I just wanted to make sure that was the only issue, because it can also be a bad cluster or a bad ignition switch, but they're ruled out. So just the fuse and the body control module. Yeah, as I said, they just go for some stupid reason because that's Ford. Anyway, she's fixed. Our transit is now 100% operational. I like this shaped transit. I know they made some ugly transits, but they go forever. These things they look after them. There's still a lot of them around, especially really old, earlier ones. So they polish up the headlights now, make it look pretty. Missed one of these trims on the other side, but as you can see, we've got clusterage. Our cluster is not cluster F'd anymore. I know you can't swear on YouTube anymore. It's pretty overrated anyway, what YouTube's doing. Just say it. I don't agree with everything that all YouTube's changes, but you know. Anyway, my battery's about to go flat. Okay, viewers, I'll fix up a few more things on this van. So far so good. The BCM fuse doesn't blow. I've still got the cluster and everything working. Polish it all up, getting it clean and tidy. The reversing camera doesn't work, the radio won't trigger. I've added a bit of wiring, and it's got an aftermarket Mitsubishi Triton beeper in it for the sensors on the bumper. It's just all aftermarket. I just re-cleaned it, I lacquer sprayed the circuit board on it, and put it in a new bag with some desiccant bags to protect it so it doesn't get damaged by moisture. However, put it in this van, that module should really be under the dash, and it's got plenty of wiring to connect here or up there and sit under the dashboard, but to put it under there so it's vulnerable. Luckily moisture hasn't damaged it, but I've made it protected it now so it won't get damaged now. So I did some repairs on the wiring in here, that's all good. Check the connections in here because they can the connections in here can rust out and the lights play up. I've checked all that and they're fine. The cargo barrier is definitely not supposed to be in this van. They would have bought this van as just a basic van, but didn't get the trade package, because normally when you're a fleet, you buy a van, you're a tradie, you get the trade package where these cargo barriers and actually riv nutted. So there are bolts on the floor. There's like riv nuts put in at the factory when you get the trades on option. And when I put these in, they put like a riv nut insert, a rivet nut there, and I put a rivet nut in here, and there'll be two on the floor to bolt it down to, like, kind of like there, the anchor points, kind of like that, but obviously no, this has just been tech screwed in, so that definitely is not original to this van. Yeah, they would have bought this van and just basic and just made it a trade van. You see there, they've just wrecked it all. But overall, it's a pretty tidy van. So I've read all this wiring. This wiring is all correct. That's all correct. The wiring to the head unit's all correct. It's just won't trigger the head unit. I think the head unit's buggered. Everything else works. It just won't pick up the 12 volt from the reverse. So it gets the 12 volts to the radio, and that should turn the camera on and trigger it. But I reckon the head unit's buggered because I've checked everything. Anyway, keep clearing this all up and get it all nice and tidy. Alright, we'll keep clearing this van up, get it nice and tidy. I've, as I said, in the body control module behind all the fuses. Now apparently I've looked into it, the fuse blowing for the body control module for the dash cluster, part of the accessory circuit for the radio, because the radio also wasn't working. And yeah, it's quite a common fault with these transits. So that was the root cause. It could be this, that can go bad, in here can go bad, it can be dry joints in there. I took all the set and checked it, they're good. I took the switch up the back of this ignition, I put some contact cleaner silicone spray in there. It clicks really nicely now, so that and that are ruled out. So the next thing of elimination was the body control module, and sure enough, a blown fuse. Yeah, as I said, so far so good. This van, so far so good. So we've got two batteries in parallel. On the side, on the outside of the seat, there's like a studs for a 60 amp circuit to tap off. That's how Ford did it, but you can put an anderset on there and put a DC for your dual batteries. So it sort of hasn't done from the factory, but I don't know why I've just used studs as opposed to an anderset. On here, it's just 60 amp studs. You have to screw you have to screw your ring terminals on that, and that's a 60 amp dedicated 12 volts. I don't know why I've done it like that, but I should have put like a 50 amp anderset or something on here. That's more practical. No one's ever going to connect something on that. That's just how the Fords did it. But yes, as I said, you can put a 50 amp anderset on that to a DC, and you can have a auxiliary storage battery for inverters and things. Let's just clean up alright. Just got to get it the fine details. Got some hidden storage up here. I've cleaned all that out. It was a little dusty. The reverse speakers all work. I've checked all the lights work properly. I've got a blown globe for the lights, but I don't fix that. Easy fix. Everything works, but the head unit's not getting the trigger signal from the camera. So I've got power going to here, which sends power all the way down back to the head unit, but the head unit's not picking it up, so I'm putting that down to a buggered head unit. I got another one doubled in to put in there, but I don't have the don't have the plug and play kit for it for a Transit. It's only for Nissan Navara. Headlights aren't too bad, but looking pretty good. I did do the basic fine grit sandpaper to clean them. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thanks for watching.